Hey everybody, it's Heiden, and I'm back with the Lodrik versus Heiden campaign, War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition, Scenario 1. This is the 10th of March, 1942, turn 94 combat replay and intel analysis. Let's get on into it and see how bad it's going to go today. Okay, here we go with the March 10 turn, 1942. Hopefully this turn's better than the last few have been. Man, those have been trash. Okay, he grabs Davao. That's on Mindanao in the Philippines. We knew that was going to happen anyway. Okay, looks like he's coming back in for some more landings. Hopefully our coastal defense guns can get some more hits here. Come on, guys, let's get some hits here. Nice! Here we go. Nice, another hit. That ship can't take a lot of those. Okay, so this is more invasion stuff happening here at Darwin, a continuation from yesterday. It looks like we get 2 hits into the Koan Maru. It's on fire, and there were some casualties during the during that exchange. We don't take too many casualties in response, which is excellent. So the coastal defense guns got the better of that one. I'd love to see some of these guys start to sink. Let's go. Man, he's unloading more stuff. I think Darwin's finished. Oh, come on. Oh, thank goodness. Let's get this guy. Come on, guys. Man, so we know he's got I-171 all up here against Wellington, which I think is dangerous for him because we have a heavy concentration of ASW and aircraft here looking for these guys. That's dangerous to get in that close. So it looks like a convoy was able to get through there. Okay. This is night spotting. Ooh, here we go. Wait. Oh, they're not making it. Never mind. Just getting all excited thinking some of these guys would actually find the target. Clear sky. Okay, come on. Nope. So the night bombing out of Port Moresby is not effective. Okay, and all we get out of this is 3 damaged liberators. Man, we have clear sky and everything, and we're just not getting it done. Nope, night bombing was a complete bust tonight for us. Okay, so it looks like he's still got the Yamashiro and the Fuso hanging out here. This is the Surabaya. Okay, this thing's been damaged since the beginning of the campaign over in the Dutch East Indies. I sortied it out just to... It was going to die in port anyway. I figured I might as well go out in the hail of gunfire. And as you can see, it's definitely going out. Oh yeah, it's done. So, interesting note, the Surabaya is actually a pre-dreadnought from like World War I vintage, something like that. It's got 11-inch guns on it, which is quite large for a patrol gunboat. Oh, it's done. They're not even shooting back. Yeah, I think we know how this is gonna go, right? Okay, well, there it is. We had to do something, right? It was already damaged in port. There was no point in just letting it stay in port and get scuttled, right? Might as well go out and shoot. Maybe I was hoping it would hit something, but this clown didn't even attempt to fire back from what I can see. So You know what? I'm not that upset about it. You guys aren't. I'm not impressed. Oh, what? Oh, hey. Hey, the S boat. We got one, man. Yes. I love those S boats. That was a Mark 10 torpedo. So it actually hits stuff. All right. We're taking a little bit of damage here. We're going to have to pay for this. Yeah, we're taking hits for sure. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take a torpedo Japanese. Dang, we're getting a lot of hits. It's nice to get a torpedo into a Japanese destroyer, which is not easy to do. Yeah, we're really taking a lot of damage from this. Man, we've taken a lot of hits. I don't know if it's going to make it out of here. All right, so there it is. This is the full invasion fleet that I could see, right? We have, or a lot of it, not all of it. The annual Maru is definitely on fire. The Minazuki took one torpedo. I think it might actually sink from that. We took 8 hits on the S-41. We'll have to look and see exactly how badly damaged this thing it is. Yep, did you hear that? I think it just sank. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we took out the we took out that destroyer. That's awesome. Ooh, there we go. A 9-inch gun's got to do something to this thing, right? At some point, the Issei and all these guys are going to run out of ammo, and we won't. Nice. Perfect. Nice. Our coastal defense guns are tearing up that AP. Nice. Yeah. I want to tear these ships up so bad. The Japanese can't afford to be losing APs. Nice. Nice. I like the way this went down. Hardly any casualties. And here's why I think. I think these ships are running out of ammo. Like the Hyuga and the Issei. They've been firing for 2 days now. They're just about at ammo, so our casualty rates are low. We get quite a few hits into these soft-skinned ships here. And the Hyuga takes another shell hit from a 9-inch gun. 9.2 inch. If we hear any more ship sinking sounds, it's going to be coming from Darwin for sure. Darwin may fall, but we're sure putting up a good fight. Let's get some more hits on this guy. Yep. Nah, oh, dude, that ship is so done. The Koamaru is not going to make it out of here. Yeah, dude, it's... Oh, yeah. That ship is absolutely going to sink. And the Hyuga, I believe, is just about out of ammo. I don't think it's firing its main battery anymore. Dude, sink already. Jeez. Alright, dude. This thing is so jacked up. Any minute now, that thing's going to sink. Okay, so he's landing on... Sir, is that Sierra Gal? I'm familiar with that one. Oh, dang it! All right, mark this position, guys. He had a ship right here, so we know that this is a path that he's taking. I knew it! They're landing! Look at it! I called it! Look at it! Wow! He's going for it, guys! Look at the size of this thing! Wow! Congo Haruna Hiei, 6 destroyers. This is a massive fleet. Look at this. I am shocked. I am shocked at the size of this task force. He is really going for it. He's going to invade. Guys, I think it's this time. Yep, there he is. He's going at, yeah. I read him like a book, guys. I'm expecting some fireworks at what do you call it? Fiji. He's going for Fiji. It's gonna be a wild air phase, guys. I feel like it's gonna be crazy. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get him. Let's get him. Oh, nice! Heck yeah. All right. So it looks like we caught the Fuso, which appears to be out by itself. Our Dutch 139s hit the Fuso with a single bomb. Won't kill it, but definitely scratch some paint. I'm really shocked that he's operating out there without air cover. Now, I knew this was going to happen anyway, so I'm not surprised by this at all. Yeah. The endless sorties that these stupid Japanese planes seem to have. They've been flying for 2 weeks and just limitless sorties. So this Dardanus is dead. 100% dead. Yeah. And with it, a Banshee squadron or a fragment of one goes down. But here's what we did. We split up the task force so that it would be in multiple different pieces. And he wasted 17 aircraft on a single ship. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, what? Oh, another one just sank. Nice, here we go. Okay, where are my aircraft on Fiji? Why are they not Why are they not flying? I figured they would have already gone after it by now. Okay, looks like we're back to bombing Changsha, because, you know, why not? It's been about a week or so since he's actually attacked, which is a good thing for us because we've built up the fortification level quite a bit there. So this too little late. Little too late. Does get a lot of hits on the base though. He's really going for it. I wonder if he's trying to soften it up for an attack or something. I don't really know. Getting some good hits in. Yeah, this is a full-scale raid. At this point, it seems kind of silly to be doing this, though. Like, why are you bombing this now? Like, I would be bombing these other places here that, if he's trying to cross the river, it would make more sense to hit these and not here. Man, he's sending everything at Changsha. The base is certainly taking damage. Man, this is an all-out assault on Changsha. Almost like he's trying to attack or something. Okay, our Dutch are back at it. Ah, come on. Come on, guys. Let's get something in here. Yeah, unfortunately the Dutch don't get anything done this time. 2 destroyers, presumably that are with the Fuso, are able to dodge. Could be the weather. I'm really hoping to see something happen at Fiji, though, because I've got 100 aircraft there waiting to do something, and they need to do something. Of course, the Japanese carriers can do something, though, right? Where are my aircraft? Why are they not flying? I don't understand that. Now that chip's done. Well, that's finished. 15 bomb hits. This is part of that convoy that he intercepted yesterday. I split it up in a bunch of different ships so he couldn't attack them all at once. Where is my raid? What happened to Fiji? Oh, no. Well, something else just sank. But not what I wanted. I see. Where are the aircraft on Fiji? Why did they not fly? Oh, this is not good, guys. So he's landing troops at Nadi right now, and my aircraft are not flying. We had a huge opportunity here to damage everything, and nothing flew. This is really bad. What is he bringing in here? A bunch of SNLF and naval guards. Man. Oh, here it comes, guys. I honestly don't think we can hold, but I've been wrong before. But the terrain being clear terrain is not going to help us all. So here we go. Let's see if Darwin falls or holds. Okay. Well, it holds, but we get beat up. Definitely disproportionate. Yeah, that's not really the kind of numbers that I would want to see here, but that bought us a day, so it is what it is. All these units are not that great individually, so I'm surprised we held it all, but we took a lot of losses for that. Okay, so he's working his way down Flores here, and he's going to grab this space. It's undefended. I don't know why we're bombarding. I specifically told them not to, but they don't listen. Wow. Not too impressed with my aircraft on Fiji. Airfield size 6 on Port Moresby is good. We'll need to really look at what's going on in Fiji and why the aircraft did not fly. Super frustrating. Yeah, there's the Hornet at least. That's something. This is just units that are transferring. More transfers. That's new. That's new. That's new. That's new. And that is too. All those things are new there. That's good. Man, I'm frustrated. What happened to Fiji? Mm. Man, where do I even start? We got this. We got this. We got all this. All right, let's dig into this. Another crappy turn. All right, so air losses today: 6 for us, 1 for him. Not a good day. We lost another Banshee on the ground, a Hudson ops loss, which we don't get a lot of those right now, a Dutch PBY, another Dutch B-10 bomber, a Lysander on the ground, and a PR Buffalo, which is photo reconnaissance, which we have almost none of these. And in exchange, he loses 1 Kate for ops loss. For top pilots this turn, 1 wounded, 1 KIA out of those 6 aircraft destroyed. If we look at the reserve pool, we'll take a quick peek at our wounded pilots and such. So looks like we have Spanton and Packard. We're hoping to get back here, so we're going to go ahead and transfer Spanton and Packard to the reserve, and we'll see if we get return dates on these guys. Spanton's coming back, so we have an Australian pilot that we will get back. That's always good. And then Packard is the other guy we're looking for. Man, there's so many wounded pilots right now. Packard. All right, so we're getting another fighter pilot back soon. It's a Navy pilot. That's always good. Tanner B, still not seeing him coming back, and I'm starting to get tired of waiting. So out of all these wounded pilots, a lot of these guys are looking like they may need to be retired soon. So that's that. Let's take a look at the Army loss points for this turn. We've gone up 24 additional points of loss, and he went up 2 from the last turn. So more than likely this is at Darwin due to the combat we had there. Ship sunk this last turn. Another yucky turn for us, but it's not all bad. So these are, let's see. The Sir Bio was lost near Darwin. It was in port and damaged anyway. So I figured, hey, it's going to die if he takes Darwin because of the system damage. Might as well attempt to go out in a hail of gunfire, and sadly it elected not to. And I think it would have done good if it had got a chance to fire, because it has 11-inch guns. Granted, they're like World War I vintage, but they still hit, right? Unfortunately, they didn't hit this time. So, and then this ship, and this ship were all sunk out at sea by Lodrik's Hiryu task force. Apparently, the Hiryu has unlimited sorties for its bombers and can just keep flying for weeks on end. So we lost 3 more ships out there. I kind of expected that anyway. It's not entirely surprising. It's just frustrating. But why I say it's not all bad is this. Right now, he's showing 81 ships sunk, right? I just checked tracker before I loaded up this this turn here, and the tracker is showing 88 ships sunk. So that went up 2 ships this last turn, and I suspect it's because of stuff that's been attacked and sunk at Darwin. So we don't have any reports of it yet. Nothing in the ops report, nothing here. But tracker sometimes knows a little bit more than you do when it comes to the ship losses. So it does appear that we sank 2 additional ships this last turn, but we just don't know what they are yet. But I'll go ahead and go through the list of what we kind of know is sunk so far. So obviously the top of the pack is the Kaga. We have 2 light cruisers, a handful of destroyers. I wish there was more, but not bad. A lot of patrol boats, some sub chasers, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Japanese subs. I don't count these midget subs that, you know, don't really care about them. A decent collection of destroyer minesweepers, which I'm kind of proud of. You know, it's pretty cool. Still missing our big Tonin Whaler class tankers. They still have not been reported sunk, but I'm waiting for those to show up. That happened almost 3 months ago at Babel by a Dutch submarine, but we're waiting to see on that. And then a handful of AKs, AKLs. No troop ships on the lip. Okay, 1 troop ship, but I think we're going to get more here soon. All right, so there you go. Take a good gander at the total numbers here today. in total, Lodrik has gone up an additional 87 points today. So that's 5 straight days of points gains for the Japanese player. So he's really starting to come on a bit stronger here. All right. So I reviewed all the reports that we normally like to look at. And for combat, the one thing I want to bring your attention to is the... Where is it at? The S-41. There it is. S-41 attempted to... Or actually, I take that back. S-41 successfully torpedoed this destroyer, and I believe it sank it. Typically, small Japanese destroyers don't handle torpedo strikes well. And in turn, though, it took a lot of damage. Let's take a look at that damage. So here is the S-41. And despite taking a lot of damaging hits, I thought it would be worse. We're only looking at 17 system damage, 9 flotation. This sub is definitely not in danger of sinking. And interestingly enough, it's saying that the last hit was a 250 kilogram bomb. I don't know if that's necessarily accurate. That would have done more damage than this, but this was the sub that was engaged by the ship sitting off of Darwin, and it's going to make it. So we're going to get it out of there, get it repaired. But S-41 is looking good. All right, for SIGINT, we have some interesting things to look at here. The first one is the 7th Division is planning for an attack on Noumea. So here's what we do know. Based on prior SIGINT, the 7th Division is at Luganville. So it does make sense that this would be the next site for an invasion. And we'll talk about this in a minute, but I think he may be thinking about it. So we need to start planning for that accordingly. Let's see, what else we got here? Again, another mention of AA moving to Ponape, which I still don't understand why he's doing that. Because it's up here in the middle of nowhere. And I have no intention of coming through here. But he's stacking AA units on this island for whatever reason. Can't quite figure out why. And the last thing I noticed that was noteworthy here was that the 113th Infantry Regiment is planning for an attack on Colombo. Now, we had some intel about a week ago that one of his army headquarters is doing the same thing. So it does lead some credence to the fact that he may be thinking about invading Ceylon and Colombo. I think that would be a mistake for him, given the sheer number of ships that we have here and aircraft. I don't think he wants to come within 200 miles of Ceylon, but it's something that we need to keep in mind, that he is planning for attacks on Noumea and Colombo. Whether or not he actually executes these attacks is something different, but we need to plan. That's what we're doing. All right, now for ops, kind of a busy ops report today. A couple of things that I noticed was that PBY that we lost for the Dutch, I believe it's right here. Damaged PBY 5 Catalina from GVT 11 is missing. That's our Dutch PBY loss. That was probably lost somewhere near what's it called? Timor. That's where I have most of them based now. Another noteworthy thing was these B-26s doing some major ASW work, spotting multiple subs, hitting one with the bomb potentially. So our B-26s are down here, and they're New Zealand, keeping these subs pinned down and spotted, which is going to make it easier for us to get around them next turn. Okay, we also got some bases going up in size, some good, some bad. A good one, Port Moresby Airfield size 6. That's fantastic. That's even more bombers I can shove in there when I'm ready to. What's not so good is Xi'an took on Airfield size 5, which is our former Chinese base that he recently captured from us, and he's well on his way to building that up. All right, we also see that we got several new Australian squadrons coming on the map here, so I'll be looking at those to see if they're worth anything. We have the Hornet in Eastern USA, which it could not have come at a better time. We need more carriers. So Hornets at Eastern USA, and I'll be getting that ready to head out ASAP. We got the Vincennes at Balboa, which is also great. because we can do this. We can add it to these guys who are just sitting out here training. Watch this. Let's put the Vincennes in there with it to get some more training, right? And then we can take these pilots and check out their skills. Pretty decent naval search, but pretty weak on ASW. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get these guys training ASW 100% right off the bat. There we go. So these guys look like they're all ready to go for when the Hornet comes down this way. We'll pick up these guys and we got some escort and we'll head out to wherever we need to head out to. All right, and the last thing out of the ops report that looked noteworthy to me was that we got this unit back. This is the unit that I bought out. It was destroyed from where I believe it was in the Philippines near the beginning of the campaign. But this unit is a great unit for building stuff up. It's got lots of engineers and vehicles, so I've got these guys on replacement. I'm going to move it down to LA where our command headquarters is at, because command headquarters help units attract devices, or the headquarters attract devices to units that are trying to upgrade or repair. All right, so that's it for the ops report, the SIGINT, and the combat. So let's talk about the actual turn, and we'll start in China. So very quiet for the most part up here, which is great. It's giving us time to get our act back together down here, get these guys put back together, get them rested up. As you can see, the fatigue and the disruptions coming down on all these units, which is good for us. We're still in the process of building up forts, which is great. These guys are moving to rebuild themselves because they're pretty badly mauled. See that? They're basically not even functional, so I'm sending them out to get fixed up. Supply is good, though. So we got some time up here to get our act together. We've got 2 units that are currently moving in, or make that maybe even 3. So these guys are well on their way. These guys will be there in... why aren't they moving? I'll have to look into that. These guys will be there in about 2 turns. So that's going to be quite a bit of AV to add to that hex. Down here at Changsha, it does appear that Lodrik has resumed his bombing efforts on the base. It seems a bit late to be doing that now. I'm not quite sure why he wasn't bombing before. But, you know, he did cause enough damage just to stop our building. We got tons of engineers here, though. We'll get this fixed, and we'll get back on it. Once I'm at size 4 forts, I'm going to stop building and stop burning the supply. That's enough. That's enough for me. We also see that he does not appear to be moving here right now. And he's got into this hex, which he's basically blocking these units off right now from retreating. So this Chinese core, this piece of the core, is probably going to die next turn, because there's no way that we're going to get out of the way of this. So we stand to lose a couple units on this road down here. Again, they're not that substantial. As you can see, it's nothing that I can't live without. But the bulk of our troops did make it into Henyang, Xiangtong, and Changsha. So we've got 4,000 AV there, 35 there, 3,900 there. Oh, did I say 4,000? I meant 1,700. Still a decent amount. So we've kind of stabilized the lines here, and we're not in immediate danger of getting flanked at this time. So I'm feeling okay about where things are at with this setup, at least for the next week or so. I don't think he's going to be able to dislodge us here. All right, in Burma, not much is happening here. Our B-17s failed to get anything substantial done. We've got good recon on Bangkok, so we see he's changing the disposition of his aircraft here, right? Less bombers, more fighters now. Before it was over 200 bombers in Bangkok. Now they've moved somewhere else. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. Where did those bombers go, and why did they move? And he's got more fighters here, so we are continuing to move into Thailand at Rahang, and I'm going to attempt to break through to Pisanokalukale, assuming all these troops down here, which I assume came up from Singapore, aren't going to rail into Pisanokalukale this next turn and stop an attack. So as long as these guys stay here in Bangkok, I'm fine. If they start moving north, we're not so fine. because I don't have as many troops as he's got. But we're going to continue moving troops down the road and try to take at least a few of these bases here just to let him know that we're still alive and not interested in him just running amok on this entire campaign. Really nothing to report here in Malaya. That's done. Palembang, though, take a look. We got troops moving in from the north, troops moving in from the south. It's a matter of time before the invasion is on. If you look at this, though, he can get into Palembang this way without a shock attack. Coming in this way, however, it will trigger a shock attack because of the river hex. That's what the purple means. So it's going to be a violent, fast affair when he comes into Palembang, and I anticipate him taking it and the jewel that this is pretty quickly. I can only hope and pray that our engineers blow up a ton of the oil and refineries before it goes out. So a lot of activity in the Timor Sea this last turn. Our bombers from Kupang did pick up and hit these guys here. We got at least one bomb into, I believe it was the Fuso or Yamashiro. It was a 300 kilogram bomb. Probably not enough to damage or destroy it significantly, but it's something. And he's still going to be within range as he transitions through here in the following days. Nothing else happened in the Dutch East Indies other than that. And also nothing significant happening in the Philippines other than he's slowly tightening the noose on Malay Belay. I don't know why he really hasn't attacked yet. He could take this thing in a turn if he wanted to. So, Darwin, pretty wild. We sink a destroyer here, guaranteed. S-41. Got that done. So I gotta love these S-boats, man. These Mark 10 torpedoes are fantastic because they actually blow up. They work. So if you can get them to connect, they're guaranteed to hit and detonate, almost. However, the rest of it's not so great. He did attack with these forces here, and he caused a lot of damage to ours. So if you look at this, this coastal defense battery is pretty well beat up right now. Highly disrupted, which is bad because this is the unit that's been doing a lot of work for us, getting a lot of hits on his ships. We also have some infantry units and other stuff here that's been bearing a brunt of that. This coastal defense battery has also been pretty good for us. They hit quite a few hits. I don't know how much longer we can hold at Darwin, though. We're down to 103 AV, which is not much. Fort level got taken down. Oh, we'll try to build it back, but I don't know how long we can keep that going. What I can only hope is that he stays in the hex a couple more turns and our coastal defense batteries keep chipping away at his ships, because he's been taking a lot of hits to his stuff here. I think a few ships are going to sink if they haven't already from this Darwin invasion force. But Darwin will definitely fall. We're going to lose our sub base out here, and then I'm hoping that bulk of these troops don't surrender and we can pull them back to Catherine or further south and rebuild them. But Darwin will definitely be his, and with that, the rest of these Dutch East Indies are probably going to fall too. So a good move. If his only goal is just to isolate the Dutch East Indies from Australia, this was a good move. If he's trying to do anything more and get more offensive with this, I don't think it was a good move. But we'll have to wait and see what he wants to do with this. Nothing happening out here. Nothing happening down here. Nothing happened on this coast of Australia for the time being. As I showed you earlier, Port Moresby is up to a size 6 field now, which increases our stacking level even more. So once I do have more bombers, I can get them involved here better. Okay, so let's talk about Fiji. This was kind of a disappointing turn for me, in as much as I intentionally moved about 100 fighters into here for them to attack these ships here, but they didn't attack. And at first, I was upset. Like, why did they not attack? It was they were set up for it. And then I realized it could be one of two things. And for you guys who are more experienced than me, please fill me in. I think it's one of two things. Here's option one is that the aviation support differential is too high. So there's too many aircraft for the amount of aviation support, and it somehow caused them not to fly. That's all I can think of there. Right? Naughty, same thing. A big differential there. Or is it this? Option two. Look at this. There is now a carrier task force in the Hex. So a guy who's very good at this game named Evoken has a theory. He told me about this months ago. He has a theory about how the game cheats sometimes. And he thinks that sometimes your squadron commanders know more than they're supposed to know about their targets. And they, despite aggression and leadership skills being good, they know that the target they're trying to attack is heavily defended. So they're like, why are we going to go up and attack this and get shot down? Because there's too much enemy force in the Hex. So I think that's what happened. These guys know either intentionally or because of a glitch or the way the AI works, right? That their target would have been these guys, but they have 66 zeros in this task force, and they don't want to fly because they know they're going to get shot down. Be that as it may, it's too late now. We've missed our chance to attack this unit. So the size of this task force that came in here was monstrous. Let me see if I can actually find it. Ooh, got hiccups. Sorry, guys. There's more than this in there. Okay, at Naughty, we saw more than this. Way more than that. Yeah, way more than that. But he's got a ton of ships here, right? But these aircraft, I'm pulling them back, sending them back to the Maya because there's just no way that we can actually attack now with that many fighters in the Hex. We're just going to get eaten alive. And he's got plenty of troops here, and I have almost nothing, right? These guys will fall in one turn. So we have to, if these aircraft are in this Hex when it happens, they're dead. So I'm pulling all these aircraft out, moving it back to the Maya, and whatever's in Suva, I'm moving out as well, because we're going to lose Fiji. That's just the way it is. So Lodrik is invading Fiji. This makes sense, I guess, to me. There's a lot of points here, right? Look at the points. A lot of points in Fiji. And you have a line of communication between Luganville, Efate, and here. He's not trying to take any bases down here or trying to take, like, silly stuff over here because he knows that it's isolated. So he's got a connecting line of islands, right? Here, 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 and now here. He can't theoretically support Fiji from Luganville. So I get it. And then once he has Fiji, he can put his long-range patrol aircraft in here and deny all these sea lanes to me because he's going to be able to see us coming. It makes sense. And then he's also going to inherit a base that has a decent port size. You can get up to size 5 here. You can get up to size 10 air capacity. Same on Nadi, size 10. So there's a lot. Fiji's a good base. I didn't bother to build it up because I didn't think Lodrik would do this. I didn't think he'd come down here, take Luganville, and go so hard in the South Pacific. I thought he would go harder in Burma and India, right? But he never really did. So his strategy is to work harder in the South Pacific because clearly he's got carriers down here, carriers here, right? Carriers in Australia. So I would say that the bulk of his carrier forces are actually down south right now. I don't know if it makes sense from the strategic point of view. Like, I don't know if there's enough points in the South Pacific to make this worth his time. But he's decided to focus more here than up north. Up north being like India, Burma. So the problem with that is he's caught us flat-footed. All of my carriers are not here. And all of his carriers are here. So I can't stop any of this right now. I don't have the ships, I don't have the aircraft, at least on carriers, to stop these attacks. So he's strong where I'm not, and I'm strong where he's not, but I don't need to be strong up there because he's not there, and we've got that situation under control. So now I've got to figure out how to get my carriers down here, and it's not going to be easy because right now they're basically here at Ceylon, right? I'd have to go so wide around the map if I were ever going to move it because he owns Cocos Islands, right? He can put Mavis's or Emily's here and know that my carriers are coming down. We can't take any shortcuts, right? He'll spot them, and then the jig is up. If he knows where my carriers are at, he will adjust accordingly and move to intercept us or cut us off or get out of the way. I want to surprise him when the carriers show up again, whenever that is, and I'm not going to tell you guys when because it's going to be top secret when I do move them. I'm not going to tell you where or when they're leaving. But wherever they go, we have to be there under total secrecy. He cannot know. If he knows, it ruins everything. That's why we're able to kill the Kaga and the Ryujo up here in the Bay of Bengal. Because he didn't know it was happening. So getting down to the South Pacific, should we ever elect to move our carriers there, will be very difficult to do without being spotted. And if we aren't spotted, it means we're going to have to take the long way around, which is going to add weeks to the journey. So it's a difficult situation, but I feel like I got to do something down here, or else he's just going to keep picking away at these bases. And if he ever takes Noumea, it's game over for me. The points, the troops that are there, the aircraft that I can't get off the island in time, I don't even want to think about it. Like, losing Noumea to me would be a complete and utter disaster. The biggest defeat that I will have experienced in this game to date, if he ever gets to that point. So I got to figure out how to get more troops into Noumea, and I got to figure out how to get carriers down here somehow to stop that. Because that's the next, I feel like that's going to be the next thing. He'll take Fiji, he'll secure all these little islands out here, and then he's going to turn his attention on Noumea. And while our position is strong, I don't know if it's strong enough to stop a major invasion. So that's where I'm going to end this video. Lodrik has 2 invasions going on right now, Fiji and Darwin, and they're both pretty big. And he's really turned up the heat here. You know, all I had to do was splash a little water in his face when he was threatening to quit the last time I heard him. And now he's hurting me, and it's never ending. So thank you for supporting me. I hope you're enjoying me getting my butt kicked because it's in full effect right now. And it's a little demoralizing to keep seeing these turns happen. But I'm going to stay with this, and we're going to push back and find a way to defeat Lodrik here sooner than later. Catch you guys on the next one. You thought that was done. I'm just kidding. I want to show you something real quick before I go. Just to kind of prove to you guys that having your task forces assembled and just sitting like next to a base does help. Let me show you a couple of these destroyers. These are the 4 Livermores that I got at Balboa, and they're in a task force and doing nothing. They're just sitting there, no orders. I want to show you some stuff. So let's take a look here. Hopefully you can see this window call out. Okay, cool. So looking down here, we had this ship arrived at Balboa on turn 88 with the 5441 experience level. Okay, now check it out. They were in 2 days in the task force. The daytime experience went up to 55, and by the 4th day in the task force, the nighttime experience went up to 42. And they were doing literally nothing but sitting in a task force in port, not doing anything. So if you have ships in task forces, they gain experience even if they're fighting or not. Now, I do believe if they're engaged in actual combat, the experience level goes up faster, but they still gain experience just sitting there. So there's no reason to not. If you have ships in ports that are far away from the front lines and you have no risk of them getting attacked, put them in a task force to have them sit there. Let me show you the rest of these guys, okay? So the Gwyn, same thing. Scrolling down here, you can see it started out with 5838, and after being in a task force for about a week now, it's up to 5839. So it didn't go up quite as fast as the other ship, but there's some randomness to this. It's a Gary Grigsby game, but you did see it gain experience just sitting there, okay? Look at the Grayson, same thing. The Grayson started out at Balboa with 58.36, and now, after about a week of sitting in that task force doing nothing, 58.38. So we've gained 2 points of experience on their nighttime fighting, just sitting there. Okay, last one is the Monson. Started out Balboa at 55.40, and now it's up to 55.43. So it's gained 3 experience points for their nighttime skill just being in the task force. So if this isn't the proof you need, here it is. So again, if you're new to the game and you didn't know this, now you know. Put your ships in task forces. They're going to gain experience, and the experience helps them fight better, fix damage better, all that stuff. Okay, there's all kinds of tangible benefits to having higher experience. Daytime, nighttime. That's what tracker's showing you. The daytime experience on the left and the nighttime experience on the right. And it's pretty self-explanatory what that means. So put your ships in task forces if they're not in danger. There's nothing wrong with it. You only get benefits. Okay, now I'm really done. I hope this helped.